All right, everyone. The Last of Us is back for season 2, and it picks right up where we left off. And man, I was so excited for this. I could hardly sleep the night before. I love this story. I consider it all one big thing. So when I talk about The Last of Us, I'm talking about part 1 and part 2. But anyway, guys, hello. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my breakdown review of episode 1. Before we get too far into the video, I do want to let you know that I do watch-alongs for the entire season. If you want to hang out and watch with me and my good buddy Colt, we do this here on this channel and on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to watch on Twitch. But anyway, let's get into the breakdown. And as I said before, season 2 picks up right where season 1 left off, with Ellie and Joel hiking on the way to Jackson, and Ellie kind of giving Joel a way out, a chance to admit the truth, but he doesn't. He doubles down, and we can clearly tell that Ellie's not buying the story, and then they walk on into Jackson. So I guess before we go any farther, I do need to give you a spoiler warning, because this will definitely have spoilers if you haven't played the game, and you don't want to know what's going on and coming up, you might want to click away. But anyway, I was really surprised that we saw Abby this soon. Right after the opening scene, we get the Salt Lake City crew, and we see kind of the aftermath of Joel's murderous rampage. I still think he did the right thing. But we see the real world fallout for the people that were left behind. So we find out that these people that we're looking at are what's left of the Fireflies after the hospital rampage. And we meet Owen, who is talking to Abby. I don't know that it actually says his name here, but that is his name. It's Owen. And we see that Abby wants revenge for someone that she lost. I'm not going to say who, just in case you don't know. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at right here. And then I was so surprised that we saw Abby this soon. But it makes a lot of sense that they're not going to make some of the same mistakes that the game did as far as like pacing and storytelling goes. And then this sequence ends with Abby saying that she wants to kill Joel slowly. Really, really kind of foreshadowing what's going to happen, I think probably around episode 4. So then we get a time jump of 5 years, and we see that Joel and Ellie have pretty much settled into a life in Jackson, back with Tommy. Ellie is taking jiu-jitsu lessons apparently from Jesse. That's not something that you find out in the game. Jesse is a new character that's introduced right away. And Joel he's doing construction here in Jackson. Makes perfect sense, because that's what he did before. And we're introduced to Dina, another new character who will become Ellie's love interest. And yeah, they just have really made a life for themselves here. But we do find out that there is a rift that is formed between Joel and Ellie when Dina brings it up and talks to Joel about it. But he doesn't say anything here to make me think that Ellie knows what he did. You know, through most of this episode, I was trying to figure out this. Has she already found out? Because at this point in the game, she knows, but I don't think she knows right now. We do find out that Joel is going to therapy, and I think this is really neat because it kind of takes the conversation away that we see at the beginning of the game, where he's telling Tommy everything, and you can tell he wants to open up to the therapist, but he just can't. He's not ready yet. He can't admit what he did, I don't think. But you know, he did what he had to do. He saved Ellie, and he says that she asked, "What did you do?" And he says, "I saved her." It's in the scene that we also hear about Eugene. If you don't know, Eugene was a character from the game that's only mentioned by the time that we hear about him. He's already passed away. He was a friend with Tommy. But in the show, he was the husband of the therapist, and we find out that Joel killed him. We don't know why. I think maybe he was infected, but we don't really know that yet. We'll find out. And the therapist, even though she knows that Joel did what he had to do, she says that she hates him, and she's trying to help him, I think, say something very, very, very hard so that he can try to move on from what he did. But Joel just can't do it yet. He's not there. But man, the acting in the scene was incredible. Pedro Pascal, he did a phenomenal job, and when he cried, I cried. Then we get a bit of where Ellie is on a run with a patrol, I should say, with Dina and Kat and two characters that we don't get their names. If you don't know, Kat is only mentioned in the game. She is the tattoo artist who did Ellie's tattoo to cover up the bite place that Ellie also burned. She burned it first with some kind of chemical, and then she had a tattoo to cover it up because they needed a way to hide the fact that she'd been bitten and that she was immune. And Kat, I think, is like a girlfriend. We find that out on the patrol that I think will take place in the next episode with Ellie and Dina. But I really liked how they used this sequence to show the chemistry between Ellie and Dina. That their relationship is more than friendship, and you know we do see more of that later in the episode. But we can kind of tell that they both want more, just from the way they interact with each other in these scenes. Then we move on to the New Year's party, I guess. I never knew that's what it was. They may tell in the game. It's been a while since I've played the game, even as many times as I've played it. I don't think I ever knew that. But man, this was like shot for shot straight from the game. And as a fan of the game, it was just amazing to see this. This, to me, is probably my third favorite scene of the whole video game. It's very touching to get to see Ellie make this connection. Before we get into that, though, I do want to say, did you guys notice Gustavo? I can't say his last name, but he's the guy who designed the music or the composer for the games, and it was so cool to see him here in this scene. But it is so neat to see Ellie, who's so awkward, have this moment where she is obviously attracted to Dina, but I think she sees Dina as unattainable. That she's just going to be friends with Dina, that Dina couldn't possibly want someone like her. And then she finds out, she's totally wrong. And they're able to share a kiss, and Ellie's able to have this incredible moment, only to have it pretty much ruined by Seth, who, he's one of these people that thinks he has to step in and say something just because someone's different. And he uses a slur. Ellie goes off, and then Joel comes out of nowhere and knocks Seth down, only to find out that that Ellie, I think Ellie doesn't want his help right here. She wants to be her own person, and she, in the process of trying to get that point across to Joel, she humiliates him in front of everyone that's there. And you have to feel bad for Ellie because she just had this incredible moment, and then it was ruined by Seth and Joel stepping in. Even though he was trying to protect her, he was trying to do something good. That's not how Ellie sees it. And so this magical moment for Ellie was essentially ruined. And then we see Joel. He's on his porch, obviously shaken. Looks like he's on the verge of tears, working on Ellie's guitar. And Ellie just kind of stares him down. And it's hard to like Ellie in this episode. And I really think that she doesn't know what he did. I think they're gonna switch up how she finds out. In this episode, there's nothing happens to make me think that she's not just mad at him, or that she's grown apart from him as she's aged, kind of like normal teenage girls with their dad. She just wants to be her own person. I don't think she knows. I do think they're gonna switch up how that happens, but she just walks right past him, goes to the garage where she lives, and then we see a pipe with roots that are growing in it, a clay pipe, which is terrible, but that's what was used a long time ago. And there are cordyceps in the pipe, and that's hinting at something bad is going to happen in the next episode. I think that's where we're going to get the assault on Jackson. And then we see the Salt Lake City crew. They're back 5 years later. They've tracked Joel down to Jackson, and they're almost there, setting up what we all know is sadly going to happen. And guys, I hope you enjoyed my breakdown. This is pretty much it for it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be continuing to do these all season long. So if you want to see more of my Last of Us content, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and you can do the other stuff. It means a lot to me, to the video, to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, all those things. And guys, I will see you in the next video.